Happy Thursday. How are you today, my lovely friends? I'm excited to jump on here today. How are you? We are into the second day of July. How's it feeling? Second quarter, right? Yeah, so I'm super fired up, super pumped up because I just got off a call with one of my amazing coaches that I talk to get some direction and just get some clarity. And I really thought I'd share it with you. I thought I'd share how the call went, share what we talked about, and just maybe how it can help you because we really touched on something today that was super important and I think happens to a lot of us. And so if you're here, if you see me, say aloha, come on in. I just wanted to just pop on here today because I just got off the call with one of my amazing um, coaches, and she just has so much insight, and I just want to share with you what we talked about because it's so important when it comes to trying to accomplish and get things done. So I'm going to just dive right in. And if you're there, say aloha, say hello, happy Thursday. Going into a holiday weekend. So I hope everybody's looking forward to some time together with friends and family. But I'm going to dive in here because I'm super, super pumped up. And before I forget everything, I did write some notes down just so I could share with you what I got out of this call today. Super excited to share it with you. So anyway, we talked about self-sabotage and how do we even know if we're playing the self-sabotage game? Like, how do you even recognize if you are self-sabotaging? There's some definite signs, and I have definitely been definitely guilty of this negative sabotaging conversation that comes up in my head. But there's some really cool strategies that you can do, and I'm going to share with you what she told me is really good to really pivot when you feel that. So, are you playing the self-sabotage game? It's a valid question, especially these days. We feel a little like. We're not getting a lot done. Maybe our momentum is slowed down. So, it's easy for things to kind of creep into our head and stories to start forming, right? So, aloha. Happy Thursday, friends. Come on in. I'm talking about some really important stuff today. So, self sabotage. I know we've all been there. But how do you even know if you're playing the game? So, we're going to talk about that. Because I know the minute that something starts creeping into my head, I have to certainly recognize it and then make that shift. So we talked a lot about self-sabotage and what that looks like. So before we dive into that, I really want to stress that we are like this magnetic being on this earth, and so whatever we think about or we talk about or we read, it's drawn to us, right? So it comes right at us like a dart. So you can't avoid it. So we are huge magnets for all kinds of amazing things. So you want to keep that in mind, that you are drawing things into your world and into your life and into your heart that you're thinking about. So keep that in mind. We are manifesting. We are big magnets to exactly what we want in life. So with that in mind, I really keep in mind, manifesting and mantras. I talk about this a lot. These are the things that make my world kind of turn. Is having those things to manifest and to hold on to really draw into my life. So for me, what I do, it's simple stuff. I have sticky notes all around my house that say their money goals or their relationship goals, or they're just reminding me how amazing I am going to be that day. So, really you're drawing in these things that you're actually going to get. You deserve it, and so you're going to get them. So you really have to pay attention. So, I know I talk a lot about exercising, and what type of exercises to do, and how many reps, and how many sets, and all that, nutrition, and that's all very important. Um, but I want to share with you what works for me. I want to talk some real talk with you of what works for me and what my coach draws out in me that makes me, be productive through the day and get things done and not sabotage myself. So yeah, so let's dive into this, right? I made some notes because I definitely, when I'm talking to my coach, she has so much to share and so much to give that I have some things written down that I want to pass them on to you. So, so when we talk, let's just talk about for a second. Let's just talk about weight loss. Okay, let's just use that as an example because a lot of people do ask me about weight loss. I know it's a big topic, and so aloha everyone, come on in. Nice to see everyone. I am really diving into some really important topics today about sabotage and self-sabotage and how we even know if we're playing that game, right? So, aloha. I'm messing my phone there we go. Aloha, everyone. I'm waving to all of you. Okay, so let's talk about weight loss. Okay, so, this could apply to men or women, but when we talk about weight loss, usually the approach for women, anyways, and that's my experience. The approach for women is what they don't have, right? Where they wish they were starting up, but really with the mindset of what they don't have, right? And so when you start with the process with what you don't have, then you're going to really magnify those things even more. So, for instance, it might look like you look in the mirror and you're like, "Oh my, you are not going to the gym. You are fat." Or you look at the size of your clothes and you're like, "Oh, you just have this feeling." Just you're starting out on this negative feeling already, right? Maybe you're putting on your bathing suit and you're focusing on the imperfections and the little things that don't make you happy, right? I mean, these are all things that are starting to settle into your mind that actually will sabotage your progress, right? So a lot of women and men start from this place of not having. So we really need to recognize that first. So that's really important. If you find yourself, automatically just, downplaying or saying negative things to yourself, then you know that you're probably on a track of starting to sabotage your progress with the don't have mindset. So, anyways, so uh, don't get mad at the process. You just need to switch your perspective. It's all about perspective, right? So it's how we're gonna look at it so that we can move forward, so and not sabotage and hold back our greatness, right? So I know most women and a lot of men, we want to level up our life. We want to level it up. So we cannot start on a negative that of what I don't have. Okay, so you're here for a reason. We're here because we're going to level up, right? We're leveling up each other, and that's awesome. So, those can be some of the things that start to creep in that self-sabotage your efforts, right? Before you even begin. Um, but if you know, um, and I know you do, if you know that you're meant for more, then then let's start from a place of wanting more and seeing it from a place of what you have, that you can work from that place. So whether it's weight loss, whether it's building more confidence, whether it's relationships or business, this technique can go across the board. So it's not just about weight loss. So you can apply these techniques to just to your everyday life. If you're looking to level up your business, your relationship, your confidence, so all these are going to be affected. Aloha. So come on in, guys. I see you. How are you today? It's Thursday, and I'm all pumped up because I just got off a call with one of my coaches. So we're diving in here, and I want you to remember that abundance is everywhere. Abundance is yours, and you deserve it. And so this is where we're going to come from, a place of abundance. Okay, so that's why you're here, right? Right. Okay. So today, so what we need to do, is shift our focus, right? So instead of coming from a place or perspective of what we don't have, we're going to come from a place of, um, that the focus is, you know, drawing in and magnetically pulling in and attracting what it is exactly that you want, right? So when we set forth that intention of focusing on the things that we do want, and what your desires are, then they're going to manifest. They're going to come true. So what we do when we do that is, for me, what I do is I have a vision board. I have all those sticky notes around my house that reminds me of where I need to be and where I want to go. My journals. I do a lot of art. These things really keep me focused in the immediate of accomplishing those goals, right? So it is very powerful stuff. So do some of those things that put you in a focused place of what you are wanting to see happen, what you want to draw into your world, right? So so let's start there. Okay, let's start there. Manifesting and focusing on the things that you want to draw into your life. You are a magnet. Visualize yourself as a magnet, just pulling these things into your world from the universe, because they are everywhere for you to draw in. So we want to keep it on that nice positive note. Okay, drawing those good things into our world, into our space. So that's where we want to start, ladies. We want to start in a place where we that we have abundance, that we're focused on the things that we do want, and that so maybe that's something like um, I'm losing my train of thought because I'm looking at my notes. I have all these great notes. But no, we don't want to start with that negative talk, right? That negative space. We want to start with that positive, manifesting and magnet, pulling in those good energies, right? So I don't want to get lost here in my train of thought. So the journey is to definitely rid yourself of those, not rid, because you can't really get rid of negative thoughts. They come and go. But you want to refocus into a place of where you want to go and what you want to bring into your life. So maybe be careful with your mind. It's a very powerful thing. And the mindset piece is a huge part of accomplishing and your goals and not self-sabotaging. So if you are like, I got this, I've heard this, I know what you mean, I'm doing this, wait. Because if you haven't mastered the mind piece part, if you haven't practiced and become a pro at it, where it's just flawless, then we just need to keep working on that, because the mind piece is a huge part of refocusing your goals so that you're not self-sabotaging, right? So let's just dive in. What do you do? So what do you do when you want something in your life, right? When you want to draw it in, when you want it to come to you. So what's that look like, right? So if you're starting out in a negative space, obviously something like that would sound like, oh boy, they might start out like, I wish this will work for me. I hope this works for me. These are the things that are starting on a negative self-sabotage road. I hope this works for me. I really want this to work. These are things, oh boy, if you're starting from that place, then that's, if I could just say, that is just playing it small. It's just playing it small. That's just that little girl inside of you just playing it safe. So if you hear yourself saying, yeah, I wish that could work for me, or I really hope this gets me where I want to be, or I really want this. Any of those where you start from that place, then you already know that you're into the self-sabotage talk. So you just need to kind of change those a little bit so that you can start in a place of starting to receive those amazing things that you're drawing into your life. So you need to be very specific about your desires, because the universe is really logical in what they're hearing. So it's not about wishes and hopes and dreams. These are actual things that are going to come into your life and settle in. So I really want you to think about what you're drawing in. So be very mindful. If maybe you would, maybe, so to own your desires, maybe you would change that I wish, I hope, I want, into something like, my desire is to love my body today. My desire is to feel strong and fit like I never have before. My desire is to look better and feel great in all my bikinis. My desire is to feel confident in everything that I wear. So my desire, when you are manifesting that, and this can be a mantra, which is very something I practice all the time. I tell you, mantras are super important. This would be like a mantra. My desire is to, and it's something that you want to draw in. It's something really, really exciting. So write that down. My desire is to, and then fill in the blanks. My desire is to love my body today, my skin, my hair, just to treat everything with respect and love. Yeah, so that's where you want to be, right? So that's where you want to shift to if you haven't already, discovered, the story you're telling yourself. So different energy, right? Different energy when you say, I desire to bring this into my life. So that's a really good thing. I want you to really focus on that. Write it down, because the hopes and the wishes, they're not a strategy. They don't work. I mean, you can have faith in something, but you still have to take action. You still have to do something to make that, come into your life. So you want to use that powerful magnetic personality and manifest it into your world, right? So yeah, really change the energy on that. Do you get that? Do you see that? Anybody get that? Yeah, I bet. I bet. Yeah, it's a whole different energy. You are an awesome manifester. So this is why this is super, super important. Everything that has come into your life, you have manifested. Positive, negative, whatever it is, you have brought it into your world. So you are a powerful, powerful being, right? So, um, hey, if you don't beat yourself up. If you don't know yet what you want and what you want to draw into your life, it's okay. You'll figure it out as you go. And at this point in my life, I certainly know what I don't want. So I want to focus on the things that I do want, right? So keep your perspective. Keep your perspective. Um, don't beat yourself up. So don't let those things creep into your head like, I always mess up. I always screw this stuff up. It never works for me. I always spend money and nothing comes out of it. I fail. These are things that you really, if you're hearing those things in your head, then this is where you need to shift and realize that you are in that self-sabotage, that victim, that little girl mode, playing that little game. So I'm just sharing with you what I really have had to learn myself. That I'm that little girl that played it small, thinking that I wasn't going to be good enough and that I would fail. And yeah, so I understand. I get it. But if we refocus our energy on the things that work and the things that we do want, then guess what? They're going to start to work. Yep, you're right. They're going to start to work, and they're going to start to work for you, right? So one, focus on the things you do want, right? Focus on the things you do want. Super, super, super important. Aloha, friends. So nice to see everyone. Focus on the things you do want. Okay, and if you're a parent, help your kids focus on the things they do want and not the things they don't have and things. So that's the first thing. Focus on the things you do want. Easy enough, right? And then number two, embody it. Embody that which you desire. Okay, that's what you have to do. Sink in and really embody it. What does that look like? What does that look like? Okay, let's going back to the weight loss, topic. What does that look like when you embody it? Right? You say, "I desire to lose weight and love my body today. I desire to love my body through the process. Um, I love that my body is capable of this today. Um, my legs are strong. I feel energized. These are the things that we start to feed our mind, and that will ignite. So my coach calls it flooding yourself with appreciation. Isn't that awesome? Write that down. It's really good. Okay. This is a little nugget that I got from my call today. And flood yourself with appreciation. You are an amazing, amazing person, right? It doesn't matter where you are, who you hang out with, what you drive, what job you've had. You are an amazing being. You have made it this far, and so flood yourself with appreciation. Um, and just love on yourself, right? Because this is going to all come together, and you will be able to wipe off and wipe out any self-sabotaging thoughts, because the minute they come in, the minute they enter your brain, you're going to recognize them, and you're going to go, yep, I know what that is. And you're going to refocus and redirect your thinking into what you do want. Okay, right? So I just thought I really wanted to share this with you as we're going into a holiday weekend. Aloha, aloha, everyone. I just really wanted to share this energy with you today and flood you with some really wonderful, information and energy. I just love sharing that with you, and I just realize that a lot of times I don't share with you what works for me. And having a coach and keeping perspective, really, really key. Um, and so, yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you today. Just, if you hear yourself saying, I wish, I hope, I would love that, just stop. Just stop. Stop that. Because that's not, it's not going to serve you. Let's go with, yes, I desire to have the best day possible. I desire, to really make a difference. My desire is to just to be happy, right? So really own your desires. Wipe out the self-sabotage talk. Maybe even try to eliminate the phrase, that I wish I could do that. I hope to get there one day, or I want it, but I'm just not sure. If you say any of those things, I want you to stop saying them. Just stop. Stop saying them because they're not helping you. Those are in dreamland. Those are not a strategy at all. So if you are saying, I wish, I hope, I would like to, maybe, but I'm not sure, any of those things, stop. Okay, they're not serving you. I would much rather you say, I desire to love my body today. I desire to get stronger and feel stronger each day. I desire to look and feel my best no matter what. Just own it. Just own it. And that's all I wanted to leave with you guys today, is just to wipe out the self-sabotage talk. And if you're not sure, if you're sabotaging yourself, you might want to go back and just rewatch this video, because it's for you. And I just want to leave you with, I love you all. Own it. You deserve it. The abundance is there for you. Have a wonderful, happy 4th of July. My phone is about to die, so I'm going to go plug it in. But thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Let me know you were here. Let me know if there was anything valuable in this video for you. If you understood, if you find yourself, with those self-sabotaging talks, tell that little voice to shut up. Own your desires. Have a great day. I love you all. Happy 4th of July. Mwah! This was so much fun. Aloha.